Oh yeah, man. This type of stuff I'll be talking about right here, man. I freaking absolutely positively love every single minute of this and what I do. Mic check. Let me make sure I'm good. Let me make sure I'm good. All right. Mic check. Y'all know what day it is. Y'all know what time it is. And y'all know who y'all looking at. Welcome to another episode of Club Pizzle. I am, of course, your host, Don P. Pizzle, Unk, Pod Guy, all of those good names that y'all know what it is, man. Thank y'all for y'all continued support of this podcast. Thank y'all for y'all continued support of this platform. Couple of quick announcements going forward. This from is the first episode that I am going to be exclusively on YouTube and on Spotify. So for those of y'all who watch on Facebook, y'all got to come here now. I'm going to tag you in the link, but I'm no longer putting this on Facebook. And y'all will know why in a few months. But we are right now, we kicking it. What's up to my Spotify people? What's up to my YouTube people? Y'all know how we do this. YouTube, it goes up Thursdays at 8 p.m. and Spotify Fridays at 6 a.m. So good evening to my YouTube people and good morning to my Spotify people. Let me give a shout out to my Battleground Performance League gang. Fresh back from the ATL. New Battleground champion. I'm pretty sure that's gonna be out. I'm pretty sure the first episode, the first recap of the first Battleground of Ohio season 2 is going to be up sometime soon. So y'all be ready for that. I think that's it for the announcements. Again, we are off of Facebook from now on. I have issues with Facebook, and I'd rather push everybody over towards YouTube and Spotify because that's where it's at. I'm good on the whole Facebook thing. Like, y'all can have that. Y'all have fun. Y'all have a blast with that. Y'all ready to get right to it? Y'all ready to get to it? Let's get right to this thing, man. NFL free agency is up and running, and I couldn't be more happy. Y'all gotta excuse me, stuff going on at the crib and messing around with my phone. See, this is some of the issues from working from home, and I guess I'll speak on that whenever somebody calls me in to do an interview or something like that. I'll speak about these things. Like, I have to, just some of the stuff that you have to deal with. But let's get to this, man. Free agency is underway, and the Cleveland Browns have been making a little bit of noise. Listen, y'all already know what I've said about Andrew Berry. Y'all already know that I said I'm never questioning the dude who does or who was doing salary cap management for fun after he did his homework when he was in the 5th and 6th grade. Y'all know what I was doing in the 5th and 6th grade? It wasn't something like that. I think I was writing like little articles. I think I was doing like my own little football games. I know I had one notebook Like I had a bunch of notebooks. Let me tell y'all how much of a. Let me tell y'all. I'm gonna just run through this, and this is funny to me. I just thought about this. When I was that age and in school, I had like my notebooks, like I had my workbooks and them shits like that. But I had one notebook that was dedicated. Like I would take the lines in the paper, and I would make my own football fields. It's pretty damn cool. Like I wish I still had it. I know it's probably somewhere either like in some landfill somewhere or probably like then disappeared and biodegradable into the fucking earth or something like that. Or it was burnt up in somebody's fire pit like years and years ago. But I was doing stuff like that. This dude was doing actual salary cap management stuff, which is beyond freaking crazy. Like it just made me laugh just thinking about that. But I'm not questioning him. So far, the tampering period is now over. There's no more tampering period. And I hate that they call it a tampering period, but whatever. I don't call the shots over there. So that period is over with. As you know, as I spoke about on I'll name this segment later. We traded for Jerry Jeudy, a fifth and a sixth. Welcome to Cleveland, Jerry Jeudy. They have also re-signed Zadarius Smith, Shelby Harris, Michael Dunn, and Mo Hurst. So you basically are bringing back your guys on your defensive line, except for Jordan Elliott. He won't be back. Not expecting him to be back. That's a name that's not on my list here. Getting Z back was big. We saw what he did in the Baltimore game, how he basically took that game over. Oh, see, man, look at this with my glasses, man. I'm still working on this light, y'all. Y'all gotta forgive me. Shelby Harris, good addition. A good bringing back. Michael Dunn is another one, as well as Mo Hurst. Like bringing all of those guys back, you get some continuity in there with your guys. You need continuity. You can't just keep trading guys away and trading guys away. That's just something that you just can't do. Also a couple of signings. Nyheim Hines, good pickup. I like it. Backup running back, and you also have your new kickoff and punt, your new returner, because I am almost certain that Jakeem Grant is not going to be here. Nothing in stone just yet, but I don't see Jakeem Grant being back. Bringing Nyheim Hines in, bringing in Jordan Hicks. Welcome Jordan Hicks, linebacker from Minnesota, and also bringing in Devin Bush. I think Devin Bush is a guy that I think I wanted them to bring in. I think I wanted them to draft Devin Bush. I think I have to go back and look at some stuff, but I think Devin Bush might have been on one of my to draft lists. They also brought in Hakeem Adenisi from Cincinnati. So you're bringing in some big hog mollies. Because what's going on in the AFC North right now? Woo! I'm going to get to it. And also, the final signing that I'm going to talk about here, and I'm not going to say at length, but I'm going to talk about it. Welcome to Cleveland, Jameis Winston. Now, of all of the signings and all of the moves that were made, this one seems to be the most talked about. Everybody's talking about this move. Listen, y'all. Let me tell y'all something. And shout out to my guy, DJ Chris Styles, for this take. And I kind of piggybacked off of it. Only in Cleveland is there such a huge fuss about who the backup quarterback is. Why? That's a Cleveland thing. I feel like that's a Cleveland thing. Because I'm pretty sure the folks in Kansas City don't give a damn who's backing up Patrick Mahomes. I'm pretty sure in New York City, Giants, Jets, I don't think they care. I don't think they care in Philly. I don't think they care in LA, either the Rams or the Chargers. I don't think they care in... I just don't think they care anywhere else but Cleveland. By the way, Joe Flacco signed with Indianapolis. Congratulations to Joe. Do y'all think they in Indianapolis going crazy or being mad about Joe Flacco signing? I don't think they give a shit. Because, listen, and I know why y'all are so mad. And this is my issue with, you know what? I'm not even going to do that. I'm not kicking backs in. So turn around. Just turn around and face me. If you put your back to me, I'm going to kick it. So turn around and face me. Let me let y'all in on something. Come here. Look at me. Jameis Winston and Joe Flacco are damn near the same quarterback. Look at the numbers. Look at the touchdown to interception ratio. Look at the completion percentage. Look at the QB rating. It's lean towards one or the other, maybe a couple of percentage points here and there. They both can throw a lot of touchdowns, but they also go through a bunch of interceptions. And let's just be honest here. I'm not counting on Jameis Winston to ever see the field in Cleveland. I'm just letting y'all know that. I am expecting Deshaun Watson to play all year. It's something I'm expecting. And as a fan of the Cleveland Browns, y'all should expect it too. Yes, he was dinged up last year. Yes, he got hit and dinged up and banged up and whatever and whatever. That's only in Cleveland that y'all have this mindset that y'all always run to that glass half empty. And I'm not kicking y'all back in. I'm just pointing out the bullshit that y'all do. Y'all made me curse. Damn it. But welcome to Cleveland, Jameis. Let the crab legs thing go. I swear, I got tired of seeing that all week. That was 10 years ago. So if y'all think that this dude is what he was 10 years ago, then you have something wrong with you, and you need to do something with your life to think that that man hasn't turned his life around. And he's wildly entertaining. We lost Anthony Walker. We lost Sione Takitaki. I mentioned we lost Joe Flacco, and we also lost Nick Harris, amongst others. I know Kareem Hunt isn't going to be back. Like I said, I'm expecting Jakeem Grant not to be here. It's just some guys that I'm expecting not to be here and go to other teams and get cut. So there's that. And I'm looking at this Cleveland Browns offense with Deshaun Watson and a returning Nick Chubb with Amari Cooper on one side and Jerry Jeudy on the other side and Elijah Moore in the slot and David Njoku lined up at tight end. Oh, we lost Harrison Bryant too. I saw he signed somewhere else. with our offensive line. And there's been no movement on Jack Conklin or Wyatt Teller or Joe Batonio or any of those guys. So as of right now, I'm expecting them to be here. But that could change. Just to try to get some cap relief. I'm not expecting Andrew Berry to restructure Deshaun Watson's contract this year. Maybe next year down the line, he might do that. I think again, Jed Willis, his contract has been converted over. This is his final year of his contract. He didn't get an extension. Maybe he'll be up for that next year. Maybe that'll be when they start restructuring Deshaun's contract and maybe Miles's contract and maybe Chubb's contract. Who knows? Again, this is only the start of the NFL new year. A lot can happen between now and training camp and mini camp and the beginning of the season. I'm not going to get myself too excited, but we here. It's the football Happy New Year. Now, moving on, let's go around the NFL. It's been crazy these past couple of days, man. It's been like a trend that these players are leaving their team and going to the rival. I personally do not have a problem with that. Get your money, man. Ooh. Let's just go around. I'm going to just talk about a couple of these. Saquon Barkley to Philly. We spoke about that. I think I didn't say it. I said it, but I didn't say it. Like I'm not gonna say that I spoke it into existence, but I did say it. I did say if he goes to Philly, that would be funny. But you add Saquon Barkley to Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown and Devontae Smith and that gang and that offense, minus Jason Kelce, who said, I knew they was gonna do this shit when I retired. But that's a dangerous offense. And it's hard to put your finger on exactly what is what with Philly. Honestly. It's hard to put your finger on it to see like what is the real issue. Is it Jalen Hurts? Is it the defense? Like, I mean, they switch offensive coordinators. So it's gonna be interesting, man. It is going to be very, very interesting. Kirk Cousins to Atlanta. Get your money, man. And I'm not going, I don't like talking about the money. I'm not a pocket watcher. I really don't care about the money. I don't care how much money these guys make. But they gave Kirk Cousins 180. Holy cow. It's like it's like a 3-4 year $180 million deal, and I think 100 of it is guaranteed. Whoever Kirk Cousins' agent is deserves to be in the Hall of Fame because Kirk Cousins has made about $500 million since he got to the NFL. Somewhere in there, it's like $500 million, it's like $250 million. Like Kirk Cousins has made a whole lot of money for a dude who only has one playoff win. And listen, y'all be caught up in shit like that. Y'all be caught up in stats like that. I just so happen I like Kirk Cousins. Don't get me wrong. Just let me get that out the way. I like Kirk Cousins. But that man has been paid a whole lot of money. And has only won one playoff game. Holy cow. If that was Cam Newton, if that was Patrick Mahomes, if that was anybody else, that's Baker freaking Mayfield. And he's getting all this money and he's only won one playoff game in his career. Y'all are going crazy. Holy cow. But I do like him to Atlanta. All they need is a quarterback. And Kirk Cousins is a good quarterback to me. And I like Kirk Cousins. You bring in a veteran guy. You got Bijan Robinson. You got Drake London out wide. And you got Kyle Pitts, who is probably the most explosive and most athletic tight end that you're ever going to see. Like, since Travis Kelce, since Rob Gronkowski, he makes those guys look like, I'm not going to say like shit, but he makes those guys look kind of ordinary. Okay? Derrick Henry to Baltimore. Let's talk about it. I know on paper that looks like something. Speaking as a Browns fan, I don't give a shit. You know why I don't give a shit? Because historically, Derrick Henry does not play well against the Cleveland Browns. And I got numbers to prove it. Where are my numbers? In 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games, I'm going to run through these games. 2 attempts for 7 yards, 2 catches for 20 yards, 2 targets. 13 rushes, 13 yards, 2 catches for 11. His best game against the Browns was 19 rushes for 84 yards in a tud. And 1 catch for 75 yards in a tud. 15 carries for 60 yards, 1 catch for 9 yards, and 11 rushes for 20 yards. Let's do the math here. Look at that. 7. He doesn't do well against the Browns. So I don't give a shit about that. Put him in the backfield with Lamar Jackson. Again, as a Browns fan, I don't give a shit, but let me put that to the side really quick. That does look like hell for defensive coordinators around the league. That looks like hell when you lining up and you know that they're going to run the read option. And you got 2-time MVP Lamar Jackson right here. And big old number 22 right here. Trying to figure out which of these two are going to get the ball. Which of these two are we going to not want to have the ball? It's crazy. Again, I'm not afraid of that as a Browns fan because Derrick Henry historically doesn't play well against us. And the Cleveland Browns always they seem to figure out a way to slow Lamar Jackson down at least once a year. Patrick Queen to Pittsburgh, and Joe Mixon was traded to Houston. What the fuck are the Cincinnati Bengals doing? No T. Higgins, or T. Higgins has requested a trade. Tyler Boyd is gone. You traded Joe Mixon. You don't have your tight end. Y'all just got Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. So unless they're going to draft some guys or try to bring in some other guys, all defenses are going to have to do, they can double and triple team Jamar Chase and see if the other guys can beat them. And I need the internet to stop trying to speak Justin Jefferson going to Cincinnati to get back with his LSU boys. I need y'all to cut that shit out right now. Please and thank you. But again, man, yesterday was the start of NFL free agency. It's the beginning of the NFL's new year, salary cap. More moves are going to be made. There's probably some moves being made as I record this that I'm not going to see, that I'm not going to be able to get to. Moving on. The Cleveland Cavaliers. My Cleveland Cavaliers. They're still up and down. The last week, like the last 4 since I last talked to you guys on Club Pizzle, they beat Minnesota last Friday at home. Sunday they lost to Brooklyn. Monday they lost to Phoenix. And last night they just beat the Pelicans. Was an up and down week. Donovan Mitchell was out for those first 3 games. How they beat Minnesota, it's a great game. The Brooklyn game seemed like it's just one of those games, man, where Brooklyn, like the third quarter, took them out of it. That's one of the Cleveland Cavaliers' problem. They have one bad quarter a game and will always trying to scratch and claw their way back into a game. And by the time they get to the fourth quarter, they're gassed and they'll get there and boom. And it happened in the Phoenix game. They started off, they was kicking Phoenix ass. And those 3 guys, that big 3 they got down there, found their groove, and it was like crap. And they found their way, scratching and clawing, and they almost got there, and Isaac Okoro stepped out of bounds. Ugh! I hate when shit like that happens. And then last night, you get Donovan Mitchell back. He comes back. He seems to have found his shot. Damian Jones had 14 points. I laugh at Damian Jones, and I know that he plays in the NBA, and everybody can't make the NBA. But he'd be out there looking straight like an auto-generated player. But he had a good game last night. Sam Merrill found his shot, and he also dished out like 7 or 8 assists. Jared Allen continues to play well, and we're going to need that going forward. Like I said, Mitchell is back. Strus is still out. Dean Wade is out for personal reasons, whatever those reasons are. I mean, hopefully everything is okay with him. But the guy I want to talk about, Darius Garland, has seemed to have turned the corner. He seemed to have gotten his groove back, because since the Chicago game, he is looking better and better and better. He looks like he's back in game shape and kept up with game speed. So, DG to PG, welcome back. Now we got 16 games to go. And what I need for this team to do is to get healthy and get hot. Evan Mobley, we need him back. He should be back. Max Strus, we need him back. Excuse me. Dean Wade, we need him back. This season, once this season is finally over, and I already know what it is, this season is going to be defined by injuries. And what if this team was healthy? But it's no excuse Because without Mobley and Garland in December and January, this team elevated. Donovan Mitchell elevated. Max Strus elevated. Craig Porter Jr. showed some poise. Karis LeVert elevated. Jared Allen elevated. Isaac Okoro elevated. George Niang showed up. Sam Merrill showed up. Before he got suspended, Tristan Thompson showed up. The depth of this team and the resiliency of this team and the job that JB Bickerstaff has done dealing with injury after injury after injury. Every starter has been injured this year. Darius Garland broke his face. Donovan Mitchell is having knee issues. Donovan Mitchell is having an MVP season, but because he won't qualify, he won't play the required 65 games, he won't be able to win it or get any fucking votes. Max Strus is dealing with an injury right now. Evan Mobley has been out 2 separate times with 2 separate injuries, and Jared Allen started the fucking year injured. And JB Bickerstaff has done nothing but do a great job. And Kobe Altman, and let's give a round of applause for Kobe Altman. The moves that he made in the offseason, bringing in Max Strus, bringing in George Niang, last year converting or signing Sam Merrill, converting Craig Porter Jr.'s contract from a 2-way deal to a standard 4-year deal. Bringing Tristan Thompson back, who is the locker room guy, and Tristan Thompson is on his way back. That 25 games is come and gone. Just that team and the job that JB Bickerstaff has done with this team. I'm looking forward to the playoffs. The next 5 are Saturday at Houston. Then you go to Indiana. You come back home for Miami, and then you travel to take on Minnesota and Miami. And the 5 after that, you take a West Coast trip. You see the Nuggets, Utah. It's a few teams out west. They got to go out west for a little West Coast swing. I believe the Lakers are also there. But we are going to see how the Cleveland Cavaliers do in that stretch run. I don't know about y'all. I'm excited. However, I want them to get the 2 seed. I want them to get the 2 seed. So you will have to deal with one of those play-in teams, which right now, hang on, give me a second. It currently stands. Crap, I should have had this pulled up. But they're currently in second. They're tied with Milwaukee, and I think they're tied with Milwaukee because, I think we have the tiebreaker over the Milwaukee Bucks this year. I'm worried about Milwaukee getting hot, to be honest with y'all. But 7 through 10, Indiana, Miami, Chicago, Atlanta. I'd rather have the 2 seed than have to deal with a possible 6-seeded Philadelphia 76ers team who is going to get Joel Embiid back before the end of the season. Looking at the Eastern Conference, Boston is Boston. The Cavaliers have shown they could beat Boston. Can the Cavaliers beat Boston Celtics in the 7-game series? I'm not sure. Can they beat the Milwaukee Bucks in a 7-game series? I'm not sure. Can they beat the New York Knicks in a 7-game series? I'm really not sure. Orlando, yes. I think they can beat Philly in a 7-game series, but that's not a team that I want to see, to be honest. But Indy, Miami, Chicago, Atlanta, I could avoid Miami just because the playoff experience, playoff Jimmy, them adding Terry Rozier down there, that could be scary. But I believe in this team. You know what? Fuck that. We can beat Milwaukee in a 7-game series. If we see the New York Knicks down the line, I think we can beat them. Orlando, Philly, kiss my ass. I think we can beat them. I'm going to be confident in my Cleveland Cavaliers. I am. I'm not gonna say that they can't do it because they can. I think that's it for today, y'all. We kept it short and sweet. It's a little over 30 minutes. On the next, I'll name this segment later. I'm going to talk. I think I'm gonna go to these top 10 college quarterbacks since the 2000s. Cam Newton did it, and he inspired. Well, he didn't inspire me to do it. I was planning on doing it, and he did it, and he beat me to it. The free agencies thing took over last week. I was going to do it last week, but we're going to get that done this week. We're going to probably do that Sunday evening or maybe Monday evening. I'll put that out. Also, I'm going to have some once a lot of the stuff gets finalized with the new NCAA game, NCAA football video game. I'm going to talk about that. Also, all of y'all, let me get this out the way. The NCAA tournament starts next week. I need y'all to get up in there and sign up for the Pizzle's Picks Bracket Challenge for a chance to win a couple dollars. I guess I'm going to have to tag y'all. I guess I'm going to have to call y'all out. I guess I'm going to have to talk shit to y'all to get y'all to pull up to the tournament bracket challenge. And I'm just letting y'all know, I haven't watched a lot of college basketball this year. I've watched more women's college basketball than I did men's college basketball. And speaking of, before I get out of here, I did sit down and watch LSU versus South Carolina in the women's SEC championship game this past Sunday. And what a basketball game it was. But what overshadowed it was the fact that a fight broke out, and that's all you guys want to talk about. That's all the people want to seem to talk about. Nobody wants to talk about how Dawn Staley handled it with grace, but Dawn Staley was extremely pissed off. You can look at it in her face and tell that she was extremely pissed at her team for what happened. Now, we understand you stand up for your teammates, but you also know you're not allowed to leave the bench. Let me update y'all. Like, something happened in the fourth quarter or in the final couple of minutes of that game. It was intentional foul was given on a LSU player, Flage Jones. Flage. And she threw an elbow. And as the South Carolina player was walking towards the bench, she pushed her down and a melee ensued. Flage's brother then came down from the stands. He got arrested. Another guy jumped down. I guess he was trying to go after him, but Flage's brother hopped down there so quick and got out on the floor that by the time homeboy jumped down, the security was already over there to get them. And shout out to security and shout out to the police out there for getting that stuff together. I love Dawn Staley. If I haven't said it before, I'm going to say it again. I love Dawn Staley. She handled the post game right after the game with grace. Oh, and did I mention the teams, both benches were ejected. So LSU was playing with 5 and South Carolina. Camilla was ejected because she pushed Flage. She was ejected for fighting. And I think she's suspended for the first round, their first round game. But the benches both were ejected. I don't think the benches are going to be suspended for the first game. So that's that. The way she handled that, the way Dawn Staley handled that, she handled it totally opposite of what Kim Mulkey did. There was at one point in time where I thought I did like Kim Mulkey. But she's an agitator. She's an agitator. She's a shit starter, and she's a shit talker. She's basically equivalent to what she was when she was a player at Louisiana Tech back in the day. Go look up Kim Mulkey. She was a little feisty point guard that played back in the day. And I thought I liked her. But that shit she said at that press conference, you're gaslighting this whole situation. These two teams might meet up again in the Final Four, which is in Cleveland, by the way. And I kind of want to go to. I kind of want to attend the championship game. But the ticket prices, fuck no, I'm not doing it. And with that said, y'all, we're going to get out of here, man. I want to thank y'all for tuning in to another episode. I got us to 40 minutes. Thank y'all for y'all continued support of this platform. Thank y'all for y'all continued support of this podcast. Thank you, Spotify listeners and viewers. Thank you, YouTube viewers. Y'all got to come on over here from now on. No more Facebook. No IG. I might do it. I might throw this thing on Twitch. But for the most part, YouTube on Thursdays live and Spotify on Fridays. That's all I got. Y'all know what it is, man. Always protect your peace, protect your energy. The message is more important than the messenger. And creators, be great. Stay positive because negative energy is trash. Till next time, y'all. Peace.